right, you guys, we're going to talk about self-love today. We're going to do a little shadow work exercise to see whether you actually love yourself. Many people, unfortunately, understand self-love on a very surface level, or they simply try to convince themselves that they love themselves, gaslight sometimes even themselves into thinking that they love themselves, but then they do things that actually prove completely otherwise. So I've channeled 12 points that if you do these things, you actually are not loving yourself fully. So if you're interested in doing this little shadow work with me, you can either save this video for later or sit down right now and see how many of these points you actually think. And as always with shadow work, we have to be bluntly honest with ourselves. No gaslighting here, just pure honesty. Do I really do these things? Do I really love myself? I'm not going to go into details for each and every one of these things. Like I said, I've channeled 12, I've written them down. We're going to go through them and I'll offer a little explanation. But if you have any questions, you can always let me know. So let's give it a go. First thing that people don't realize is that when you are in a karmic relationship, you don't really love yourself, right? And it's a tricky one. That's why I put it first, because I want to break it down a little. It's a tricky one because many people actually don't realize that they are in a karmic relationship for a variety of reasons. It usually comes down to lack of deep self-awareness. People who do a lot of self-work, they go inwards, they integrate their shadows, they start to really feel into their authentic frequency, embody that frequency, so they recognize whether someone is a soulmate and someone is a karmic relationship. However, there are many people who are in relationships when they subconsciously deep down realize this is not my soulmate. If you stand in front of your person, or you think, put them in front of you in your mind's eye, is this your best friend? Is this someone that you can be fully vulnerable with? Is this someone that you can say anything to, that they know every part and every bit of you, that you grow together, that you feel like you vibrate on the same frequency, you want the same things, you love all of them, every essence of them, and you really believe that this is your soulmate? Unfortunately, many people already would respond to that question a no. So if you're keeping yourself in a karmic relationship, unfortunately, the reason goes down to lack of self-love. Number two, we're going to start talking about how you treat your body, because this is as well very important. So if you judge your body often, you also don't have self-love. So if you look in the mirror and you say, why I don't have any boobs, or why am I too tall, or why am I too fat, or I cannot wear this, I'm not going to look good in this, I cannot wear this, this is not for my body type. So you are putting a standard on your body that is not coming from a place of true deep love and understanding that your body is a temple. Again, I don't want to go into too many details, but you're going to have to trust me on this one. It means that you do not embody deep self-love. Next thing also goes down to your body. If you do harmful or dangerous things to your body, you also don't love yourself. And what I mean, confirmation. What I mean by harmful and dangerous things, two most popular things that I like to give as example is, one, your diet. So if your diet is based on processed foods, fast foods, fried foods, foods that are not raw, organic, nourishing, good for your body. And people sometimes, find an excuse that, oh, I didn't know that this is, your body always knows. Your body always knows. If we take the time to take a deep breath before you're about to eat something and ask your body, is it good for me? Your body will know and your intuition will tell you. So your diet is first indication And second thing is beauty procedures. Unfortunately, people don't see a difference. I've done a whole separate video about this, but unfortunately, people don't see a difference between fashion, a little makeup, scrubs, massages, and taking care of your body to make it look a little bit better, but in a way that is not poisonous, is not harmful, is not dangerous if you use good quality products, in comparison to procedures like surgeries, like Botox, like fillers, that are actually poison and are changing, not enhancing the authentic you, but trying to change the authentic you that you are not accepting because of lack of self-love. Next thing, number 4, is if you get sick often. Many people don't know this as well, that I'm talking here about sick in terms of you often get flu, you often get some infections, you often spend days or weeks in bed, or simply sick and forcing yourself to go on and to move on. It is also an indication that you don't fully connect to your body in a loving way. Why? Because our bodies are programmed to be healthy. Our bodies are programmed to know how to restore themselves if we treat them with love and if we listen to them. When they need to rest, we properly rest. When they need solitude, we properly give them that solitude. When they need us to address the energetic situation, including shadow work, we do that. If we don't, the final way that the body can communicate to us humans in a way that we cannot miss is actually sickness. So this is the last resource. They try with intuition, they try with passions, they try to send you signs and signals. You are ignoring and pushing yourself because you don't fully love yourself. It ends up in sicknesses that you have no other way to rest. So if you get sick a lot, it's probably indication that it's not the winter, it's not the flu season, it's just you not loving yourself enough. Number 5 is having no boundaries or struggling to say no to things. If you watch me, you know this, that I always say that boundaries are a natural byproduct of self-love, natural shield that is created when we love ourselves and when we stand in our authentic selves. They cost us no effort when we actually truly deeply love ourselves. So if you struggle to set boundaries with people, with friends, with even your partner, to say, no, this is not what I want to do. No, this is not something that feels comfortable to me. No, I don't feel happy in this situation. Or sometimes simply, let's say someone offers you, a friend, let's say they text you and they say, do you want to do this with me? Do you want to spend the weekend with me and maybe do, right? And you find yourself that you do not have the capacity, or you really struggle a lot to say no. You rather avoid, you rather not respond, you rather find excuses or white lies that you cannot do something when you're not available. That is as well an indication that you don't fully love yourself. Number 6 is when you are rarely spending time on your own, intentionally and with excitement. So if time on your own is something that feels like a punishment, or feels like you have to do it because you got sick so you have to rest, or it's something that you do just because you have to do it because there's no one available to spend some time with you, if you don't actually plan quality time on your own, on this weekend, this afternoon, I'm gonna stay home, I'm going to do a home spa, I'm going to read that book that I wanted to read, and it's something that is part of your regular routine, it also is an indication that you may not have that self-love where it's supposed to be. When we love ourselves, we become literally our favorite person. The person we want to hang out with most is ourselves. We love doing things on our own. People who love themselves, they love to go out on their own, they love to grab a meal on their own, spend time on their own. And like I said, it's planned, it's intentional, it's coming from a place of love. It's not coming from a place, oh my God, I'm such a loser, I have no one to share my time with. Number seven. We're at number seven. When you constantly look for validation, even if it's a small things and small validation. So you like to hear that you look good, that you actually can wear something, that you look okay, or something that you cooked is good and is tasty, or something that you did is good enough or pretty enough. It's like you cannot find it unconditionally in yourself, that who you are, what you do, what you put on, what you created is perfect just the way it is, because it doesn't exist to be judged and to be sort of put in a range of good, bad, but it simply just is perfect. So need for validation also comes from lack of self love. That validation sometimes can be side notes, sometimes can be a bit more drastic than the examples that I've given you. People who need validation sometimes just engage in romantic relationships or flirtations or chit chats, even though they're not looking for a serious relationship, or they just love to have someone around that will validate them, right? So really think about that validation from all possible angles and shapes and forms. Number 8, you do not see a difference between healthy ambition and impossible conditioned standards. So this is a tricky one, and many people don't see that difference. The difference between I am someone who has the ambition of a soul, which basically means I want to face my shadows. I want to reach my aligned timeline. I want to follow my dharmic path. I want my soul to grow, versus the impossible standards that are usually set on us through this program and through conditioned matrix on how we're supposed to look. So instead of pushing yourself to do inner work, to be a better person, to understand yourself better, to allow your soul to grow and to fight for destined aligned timeline, you focus on improving yourself in ways that only matter to the matrix, to the body, not to the soul. So we're going to be talking about, you're going to be setting standards to lose weight and tell yourself that it's because you're ambitious, or to go to the gym, it's because you want to look good and because you're ambitious and you take care of your body, or do new courses or trainings, or go to university because you're ambitious. Ambition of a soul and ambition of the ego, conditioned one, is very different. And some of these things that I've listed out can fall under both categories. So it can be ambition of a soul to start a new study. It can be ambition of a soul to go to that gym. But you honestly have to ask yourself, where is it coming from? Is it coming from a place of love, or is it coming from a place of fear? Am I going to that gym because I love working out, because I love my body, because I want my body to be healthy, because I really want to give my body what I intuitively feel that it needs, or because I don't like my body and I want to push it to the limit so it finally looks the way I think that is better than the way it looks now? Number 9, you find yourself spending money on you, but not to correct or invest, but to correct instead of investing and giving pleasure. So it kind of ties to what I said. You spend money on you, but you don't really ask yourself, why am I choosing this specific thing to spend money on me? So if you spend money, for example, again, a lot of these things will depend. They're not sort of a black and white. It will depend on where if it's coming from love or if it's coming from a place of fear. But I find that many people, for example, they reluctant to spend money on shadow work, on therapy, on personal growth, development, inner work, kind of courses, books, and activities. But then they're more willing to spend money on their looks, on that gym, on doing some sort of a procedures to them, again, beauty procedures on a regular basis. So ask yourself, where is it really coming from? So to give you things that really can depend, examples of things that can depend, sometimes we, for example, spend money on travel. But the thing is, why? Is it the desire of my soul to see this? What? Sign! Hold on. I wouldn't be able to continue with this uneven situation. Total sign. Do you spend money on travel because you want to appear as someone who is interesting, who travels the world. You want to share photos online. You want people to think that you have something going on in life, or you actually have a desire of a soul to see the world and perhaps even share that with others. There's nothing wrong in having a blog or sharing your experiences. Again, where is it coming from? Do you go to a hairdresser, do your nails, or do a facial because you actually love your body and you want to give a little treatment to your body and you want to express yourself as well through the way you look? Or you feel that you have to do these things to look certain way, to stay relevant, to stay young. So the intention will be very important. How you spend your money on yourself. The people who truly love themselves, even if they do spend money on hair, makeup, so on and so forth, travels, they also spend money on self-growth, development, growth of the soul, healing, and so on and so forth. Number 10, you struggle to receive gifts, help, free stuff, and have people do things for you. It's as well an indication. It's the receiving feminine side of us. It's a healthy feminine side of us that comes very strongly tied to self-love. So if you struggle to have someone just to come and help you out with something, or give you a gift that you're not gonna feel guilty to accept that gift, but actually super happy that you got something, or even the simple things, you go to a gas station and someone comes up to you and says they're gonna help you out, right? Or a random stranger maybe offers you some assistance because you're struggling with something heavy or whatever that is. If you feel guilty, if you like you have to you have to pay them back in a certain way, if you feel like this is something special and oh my gosh, I don't deserve this, you do struggle with self-love. People who love themselves understand that we are here as one collectively. We should help each other, support each other, and we deserve everything that is good from the universe. We don't have to do literally difficult mind work and pay back everything that is coming our way. We just deserve it because we are the universe. And two final ones. Number 11, if you find yourself feeling shame and guilt quite a lot, that is as well an indication that your self-love is not really on point, because shame and guilt come from the fact that there are parts of you that you have not fully accepted, loved, and integrated. It's a shadow work thing. If you do shadow work with me, you would know this. Shame and guilt come through, they're attached to our lower chakras. They're very low vibrational emotions, and we feel them if we don't feel that we deserve, again going back, deserve good things from the universe, that we don't deserve to be who we really are, that we have to feel ashamed for saying, being, and doing things that make us happy. We feel guilty for maybe stepping away from certain people, certain situations, certain relationships. We feel guilty for choosing ourselves, for not pleasing others first. Guilt and shame are emotions that if you really want to love yourself, you have to have them on point and shadow work with those emotions to truly understand where they come from. And the final one, is something that many people don't acknowledge either. If you hold any kind of grudge, resentment, hate in your heart, it is literally impossible that you're going to be able to love yourself. Because to love yourself, your energy point, your heart chakra, has to be healthy, pumping, on point, balanced. And in a balanced heart, love, kindness, compassion, and forgiveness live. What is blocking our heart chakra is resentment, is anger, is judgment as well, is hate, is grief a little bit as well. Sometimes grief is the mildest one, I would say. You can still feel a little bit of grief and work a lot on that self-love, but holding these emotions within you, not for whatever someone did to you. I've heard it all, you guys, doing shadow work, working with people. I've heard it all. It doesn't really matter. It was part of your path. It was part of your soul's purpose. It was part of your karmic path. Whatever someone did to you, usually the lesson that it carries to close the karmic lesson is to let go, is to forgive, because that comes from the self-love. we do it for ourselves, right? Sounds like such a cliche, but it's also a blocker. So if you hate someone, resent someone, it's literally impossible energetically that you're going to be able to have deep self-love for yourself. I hope this was helpful, and I will see you soon. I hope you love yourself very, very much.